it is already too high.
I call Alfred Naro.
Thank you, Mr Chairman. I stand to take a call on the alcohol reform bill. Mr Chairman, just previously my colleague Todd McClay talked about the tools for parents. Mr Chairman, I'd like to talk about the tools for communities, and in particular communities having the opportunities around their local alcohol policies. Mr Chairman, I was fortunate enough in 2009 to be part of the consultations in which the report around the regulatory framework for the sale and supply of liquor was put together, and on 25th of August 2009 I was fortunate enough to facilitate 3 of these community consultations in the Otara Music and Arts Centre, the Mount Albert Fickling Centre and at the ALAC office itself. Mr Speaker, what was quite clear from those consultations and those engagements was groups like the Glen Innes Drug and Alcohol Action Group, where young people came together and they said this, Mr Chairman, they said we would like the opportunity to be able to have a say about how alcohol is sold into our communities. And this is directly about Part 6 of the bill, Mr Speaker, about regulation. So what does this do for our communities, Mr Speaker? Well, it does this. The bill will empower local communities to determine where and how alcohol is sold, as it allows for local alcohol policies. Mr Speaker, we know that regulation is important, but alongside regulation also becomes the response of communities. And what we're seeing, Mr Speaker, is that, and I'll take the example of the Glen Innes Drug and Alcohol Action Group, and what had actually happened, Mr Speaker, is when they rallied together, when they had a collective voice, when they had the confidence of the opportunity to be able to speak out against the current reforms that were happening, Mr Speaker, they felt the confidence that was here. Mr Chair, what's important is that communities will have more input in decisions, and local authorities will be able to limit the sale of alcohol and set conditions on licences. Councils will be able to develop local alcohol policies to restrict or extend hours of licensed premises. Mr Speaker, this is important for our communities, and as we can see, that is indicated here in subpart 3 of the bill, Mr Speaker, under other matters. It contains a series of regulation-making powers and transitional provisions. Regulations can be made to ban or restrict alcohol products. For example, the alcohol vapour banned in New South Wales, Mr Speaker. Mr Speaker, this is a clear indication. Then when we go back to our communities, when we say that do you have the opportunity with your local councils to be able to enforce what you believe is responsible forms, Mr Speaker, Mr Chairman, that it's important that we give them this opportunity and these tools. I commend this bill. Thank you, Mr Chairman.
Are there any other speakers? Does the Green Party want to... I did make a